Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's average level difficulty puzzle, and it's called Whispered Sums by Jolly Rogers. And here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and box. Draw a one cell wide loop or orthogonally connected cells. Oh, I guess that's supposed to be of. Okay. Draw a one cell wide loop of orthogonally connected cells, which does not branch or touch itself orthogonally. Orthogonally. Okay, that's very important. The loop may touch itself diagonally. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So orthogonally just means that two cells share an edge. So we're trying to draw a loop here where the loop is connected, it's of orthogonally connected cells, which does not branch, so you cannot have something like, oh, oops, forgot the color. Okay, so let's, let's say that this is the loop, right? It cannot branch, so that means it can't go off on its own and then reconnect or something. It just has to be one long continuous, maybe it's contiguous. I think it's contiguous, actually. Contiguous loop, which must be, so they're all orthogonally connected, so that means it must connect from edge to edge, which does not branch or touch itself diagonally. So what it means by touching itself diagonally is basically it just can't do something like that. Right? Because this is considered touching itself orthogonally. Sorry. So this would be considered touching itself orthogonally because it would be going down here to here to here, but these are touching. So this is, yeah, so this is an example of what it would be touching orthogonally. However, you can touch itself, it can touch itself diagonally. So, for example, this is a valid loop because it's touching itself diagonally but not orthogonally. And this is, you'll sometimes have variants. Sometimes they'll say that you can't touch itself diagonally, but this one you can. To be blunt, actually, this is actually usually not. Loops usually cannot touch itself orthogonally or diagonally, but in this specific case, you can touch itself diagonally. Okay. Adjacent digits along the loop must differ by at least 5. So they must differ. So on this loop, you have to differ by at least 5, which is the German whisper rule if you know variant Sudokus. So for example, if this were a 3 on the loop, this would have to be an 8 or a 9 to accommodate, because it would have adjacent digits on the loop must differ by at least 5 again. A circled number indicates the sum of the digits which are on the loop within its 4 surrounding cells. So for example, in this number would be, it says basically the amount, the total sum of all the numbers on the loop. So an example here that would work would be 2 and 4, or you could have 1 and 5, actually. Just all the numbers that are on the loop in the 4 surrounding cells have to add up to the number in the middle. So of these 4, they would have to add up to 6. Of these 4, you would have to add up to 20 as long as you're on the loop. So if you're not on the loop, it doesn't count. But if you're on the loop, that counts towards the sum. And those are all the rules, actually. Huh. Pretty straightforward. And I'm going to post a link in the description. And now I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so for this... that's actually one thing okay, so in each of these, you can have at most 3, right? Because it cannot touch itself orthogonally. So therefore, anything like this is out. So you have to have 2... You have to have 3 in this one because there's this they sum up to 20 and you only have 3 here. This one could have 2, so it could go something like that, or it could be 3. It could be something like that. But this one has to have 3 because it if you had only 2, it'd be 8 and 9. That is the most, and that would be add up to 17. So you have to have 3 here, and you have to have only 3. So it's 3. It could be 389, 479, 569, or 578. Oh, it can't be 5 because 5 can never be on this loop. Oh, and therefore this can't be 2 either. If this was 2, say this was 2. Actually, yeah, now we know this is 3. So say this was 2. If it's only 2, I guess it could be 4 and 9. No, but that doesn't work because 4 can't be here, right? If 4 is on the loop, it has to here, and say that was only 2. Again, neighbors can only can only have to differ by at least 5. So 5, 8 doesn't work. 6, 7 doesn't work. The only pair that works is 4 and 9. But the problem is if 4 is one of these, it has to connect to another part of the loop that's in this 3x3 box. And 9's already taken. And 4 and 6 can only be next, if they're on a German whisper line or loop, they can only be next to one unique digit. And this would be next to 2 unique digits no matter what. So it cannot be 4 and 9. Therefore, it has to have 3 digits here also. So this also has to be 3. So the only one that is possible would have to be these 2 and either this one or this one. This one could go this way. It could go this way. It could go this way. It could go many different ways. But this one specifically has to go in on one side and then out on the other. So then this one is part of the loop. This is part of the loop. And then this has to be 3, 8, and 9. Because if you have any other combination of 3 numbers, none of them, they all have to be on the loop, remember, right? And so then, therefore, you know that you have a 3. If you could only have, you have to have a low. You have to have a low. So you have to have a 1 through 4. And so the only ones that work is 3, 8, 9, and 4, 7, 9. And 4 is not 5 away from 7. So it has to be 3, 8, and 9. So 3, 8, and 9 have to be here. 3, 8, and 9 have to be here. The 3 has to be in the middle, but we don't know where the middle is. I think this has to be 1, right? Oh, wait, no. Huh, that one's an interesting one. Oh, I see it. It has to go in and then back out, essentially, for this, right? You cannot have 2 consecutive ones here, right? If you try to have 2 consecutive ones here, it would be like 1, 5, right? And then 5 cannot be on the loop. Or so you try 2, 4, that doesn't differ by at least 5. And if you try just 6 by itself, the problem is that it would have to go in and then out of this 2 by 2 area, right? But anytime you try to do that, you would have essentially 2 unique numbers on the loop that are next to a 6, which is not possible. So this has to be a combination of 3 and 3. And it has to go in, out, and then essentially go back in and out. Something along this lines, right? But we don't know which direction it is. But we know there's a 3 in all of them, right? Because it can't be touching itself. So it can't be 1 then like 2. So it has to be 3, and 3 are opposites. And it touches itself diagonally, but not orthogonally. So they're not neighbors. They're not adjacent digits on the loop. But they are touching each other diagonally. And that's why you need the loop may touch itself diagonally constraint. So one of these is 3, and the there's essentially 2 3s here. So there's no 3 in any other row that matches or column that matches here. So this cannot be 3, which means we know then the 3 has to be one of these two. So this is 3. So this 3 would have to be within 8, 9, right? So either this is 8 or 9, or this is 8 or 9, or this is 8 or 9, or this is 8 or 9. Interesting. So say it was this and this, right? That would mean this, one of these 8 or 9s is already accounted for, and one of these 8 or 9 is accounted for. Otherwise, it's this and this, right? And then both 8 and 9. So the 8 and 9 in the column, in the rows and the columns have to be here, right? Because it has to be 8, then 9, then 3, or whatever, then 8, then 9, then 3. Therefore, the rest of the rows here cannot have 8 or 9, or 3. So specifically, these cells cannot have 3, 8, or 9. So we have it could be 1, 2, no 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 5 obviously can't be here. I don't know what this tells us, though. Okay, so 13. We know there's 3. It could be 1, 3, and 9. It could be 2, 3, and 8. It could be 1, 3, 9. It could be 2, 3, 8. Cannot be 2, 4, 7. Cannot be 1, 4, 8. It cannot be 1, 4, 8. So it's either 1, 3, 9 or 2, 3, 8. Right. So then the 3 also has to be one of these 4. Right? That doesn't tell us that much, unfortunately. 1, 3, 9, 2, 3, 8. I think... So say it's 1, 3, and 9, right? If it's 1, 3, and 9... Right, none of the other ones work, right? 1, 4, 8 doesn't work because 4 and 8 don't have a difference of 5. And then everything else is less, and then you can't have that, right? So the only ones that work are 9 with 3 and 1, or 8 with 2 and 3. So say you had 1, 3, 9, right? The 3 would have to be between the 9. So the 9 has to be one of these. The 9 or the 8 has to be one of those two, right? So 3 cannot be actually here. So 3 is one of these two. So we have 3 here, and we have 1 or 2. So 8 or 9 has to be one of those. So if it's 8, so if this is 8, 3, the 9 would have to be one of these two. If it's 8, if it's 9, 3, the 8 would have to be one of those two. So we know the 8 and the 9 have to be one of them's here, one of them's here. If you have a 1 or 2, so say we tried to have a 6 be next to the 1. The problem is that it would have to be next to 2 unique digits. So that just does not work. So it can't be 6. So 7 has to be here, right? Because that's the only other option. You already have one of the 8 or 9s taken into account. The other 8 or 9 is taken into account. You need to have another one, so it has to be 7 with it. And then now it could just go back in, right? So we don't know. So the 7, 8, and 9 are accounted for. The rest can be anything from 1. So we've gotten 7, 8, and 9. Now we can fill 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Because the other one is not part of the loop, right? So it could go back on itself. Okay, so this can't be 4. Therefore 4 is either here or it's one of these two. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so this can't be 4. Hmm. So again, we know the 3's here. One of the 1 or 2's is here. Hmm. None of these could be 3. None of these could be 3. So this is 8 or 9. 1. Okay. Hmm. One of these is 8 or 9, and one of these is 8 or 9. But that doesn't tell us anything, unfortunately. Hmm. 5 can never be on the loop. The loop may touch itself diagonally. This is a pretty short rule list. Hmm. Okay, so either this is 3 and this is 8 and 9, or this is 3 and this is 8 and 9, right? Hmm. So this is also 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7. And then this could be any of 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. But don't really want to fill that out right now. So it must go in here. It could go that way. It could go that way. This has to go something like this. Like that. So that's very possible. Oh, that is a good question. Hmm. Hmm. It could go something like this, though, too. That's the issue. That's what I'm running into. Okay. Hmm. What does the loop... Recent digits alone is divided by the last 5. A circle number is the sum of the digits which are on the loop within its 4 surrounding cells. Right, so that's 319. Then you have an 8 with it, and then 7 with the other digit. Okay, say this was one or two, and it went something like this. First of all, then it can't go back in, so they would both have to go out. And then the problem becomes one of these is 7, right? And if you have a 1, 2 here, I guess you could have the other 1, 2 here. That actually is okay. Hmm. Um, can it ever go something like this is the question, right? Oh, it can't be. It would have to go something like that, right? So it can never go into this circle, right? Because if it tried going in, it can't get out. And the other way would be like that, which doesn't, yeah. So this one is not on the loop. What about this? You can go here, here. You can't. How do you enter in? Yeah, you can't. So this one's not on the loop either. This one could be on the loop. So if it's like this, then it could be 389, that. Or it could just be even like that. Or it could be like that. Yeah, so all the other ones are okay. How else does the loop? If this is... Oh, interesting. Hmm. Hmm. No. Uh, it goes something like, what can I eliminate is the question. I don't know. Interesting. Hmm. So if this is 8 and 9, so say it went like this, right? These both would have to be 8 and 9. Okay, so yeah, also this is not on the loop. And since this is not on the loop, it can never go in here. Okay, we know the loop has to, so it either goes this way or it goes this way. We don't know which. So these two are on the loop. So this one is the one that could be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so it's either this way or it's this way. So if it goes this way, it actually has to go back out this way. Right? So then this would be 8, 9, 3, 8, and 9. That would be like 1 or 2, and then you would have to have 7. And then it'd have to be 1 or 2. Oh, that's interesting. So if it goes that way, it has to go that way. What about if it's this way? It doesn't have to actually go anywhere here. So this would be 8 and 9. Okay. Yeah, I see it. So, say it goes in this way, right? It has to go in either here or here to here to here. This would be 3. This would be 8 and 9. This, so for to get back out, it has to go out this way specifically. So this is 8, 9, 3, 8, 9. This has to be one of 1 or 2, and then this has to be 7. because those are the only ones that fulfill it, right? Because you have 8, 9, 8, 9, so this can't be 8 or 9. 6 doesn't work because you have two unique digits that it's next to on the loop. So this has to be 7, this is 1 or 2, and then this has to be 1 or 2. Since you have 1 or 2, 1 or 2, this cannot be 1 or 2, so it has to be 3 here. So this would have to be 3 no matter what, if that's the case. Now, say we try this way, then we know the 3 is here, so this can't be 3. But again, that forces this to be 3. So this has to be 3 no matter what the situation is, whether it goes down here or whether it goes here. So therefore, this always is 3. So this can't be 3, which means this can't be 7. So this is next to the 8 and the 9, which means the 7 has to be here. So this can't be 7, this can't be 7. This is 1 or 2. It could go here, we don't know. 8 or 9 is one of the other ones. We don't know which one it is. So again, this would be 7, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or it could just exit out this way. We don't know. Okay. That was a pretty cool interaction. Huh. So this either exits this way, in which case that's 1 or 2. Or it exits this way, in which case that's also 1 or 2. So one of these is the other 1 or 2, in addition to being that 1 or 2. And these both then see this cell. So this cannot be 1 or 2. That's what we were trying to logic out before, whether that could actually be 1 or 2, but so this, it goes either this way, would be 1, 2. So then this would have to be 8 or 9 if that's the case. So if this is 8 or 9, this could be 7, 1, 2, and then that could be 7 or 8 or 9. Either one works. 4 is not on. 4 could be on the loop. It could be like that. 5 can never be on the loop. 5 can never be on a German whisper line. Hmm. Ooh, excuse me. Huh. That'll be high, low. Okay, so another thing. So let's color these in highs and lows then, for the ones that we do know. So just so we can see visually what it looks like. So this is low, this is low, this is high. So the next one has to be low. So it's either here or here. Low, high, low, high, low, high. It still could be, right? It could be 161. That's possible. Hmm. Okay, what happens if it goes this way? If it goes this way, then this would be 1 or 2. I guess it could be 7, then 1 or 2. Oh, yeah. This is actually so because of this numbering, we know, so you have to have a certain pattern, right, which matches. And the thing is, you can't get off this pattern. So it becomes hard to go, like, you can't go off this pattern essentially, right? So even if you extend it all the way around, you still have the same pattern, like a checkerboard, if that makes sense. Um, Therefore, this would always be high in this scenario. Since the 3 is always there, again, we tried going 3, and then we have, if we go this way, it becomes 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, which eliminates 1 and 2, so that has to be 3. If this was 3, right? If this is 3, then obviously that can't be 3, so therefore that has to be 3 there, right? So now with the checkerboard pattern, and because you cannot change it anymore, right? Like, so say you try to make this going back in here a low number. You can't, right? Because no matter how far away you go, you have to go back the same amount to go there, right? So then no matter how far you extend it, sorry, yeah, you can't make it low. I think I said, I don't remember if I said high or low. But say like you tried to extend this further, right? So you just remove that. Well, you try to go out one more, but then you have to go back in one more. So no matter what, the coloring stays the same to a certain cell once you have established that this loop is this way. So since we've established that the loop is this way, it would be high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Therefore, this specific cell must be high. So this has to be high, and this has to be low, which now we know that, so this coloring is just to figure that out. This cannot be 3, then, and therefore this is the 3, so it has to go in this way. So this is 8 or 9. So this cannot be 8 or 9. So this has to be high, which means this is low, this is high, and this is low. So this becomes 1, 2, 1, 2. So no more 1s or 2s, and this has to be 7. So this can't be, this cannot be 7. It can't be, whoops. So this is 7, which means this, the only place for 5 in box 9 has to be here. So this is 5. This obviously cannot be part of it. This can't be 1, 2, and then the 7 can't be anywhere else here. So in addition, can you ever go this way? No, right? Because 1 has to be next to 6 now. I guess, well, no, it could go this way. But this one cannot be. Right? This, I guess it could be 4. Huh. It could go something like that, and that's 4. Or it could go like something like that. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2. This is 7. This has to be the 5. So we know the 5, this cannot be 5. So the 5 has to be one of these 3. One of these 2 fits. This can't be 3, though. So it's one of 1 or 2, or that's one of 1 or 2. So if we try going this way, so let's say it was like this. This would be low. This would be high. It cannot go it cannot go here because it would touch itself orthogonally. It could go here or it could go here. So this one either goes to here or it goes to here. Either way, it's an 8 or a 9. Well, I guess this could be a 7. Okay, so let's just finish this off. No 1, 2, 3, or 7, so it could be 5, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9, right? Oops, I don't need the blue there. So this is 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. This is 5. It could double back and touch here. So what are the possibilities? It could go this way. I mean, it can't go any more out here. So it could go something. I don't think it could go. It can't go here. Yeah, it could actually. 9, 1, 6, 1. That's possible. Oh. because of that same logic, we know which one this has to be, right? So let's try high. Oh wait, that's not high. Let's try low, high, and then this has to be low. Therefore, we know the 3 then. So the 3's cannot be here. The 3's have to be here. So this has to be 3, and this has to be 3, which means 8 and 9 cannot be here. And 8 and 9 cannot be here. So this is an 8-9 pair. This is an 8-9 pair. So this is 8-9, this is 8-9, which means the 8 and 9 have to be one of these two. Or 2 out of these 3, right? So this is high, these are low. This is high, and these are low. No, other way around. I don't I don't know. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. I think I might be a little tired. I don't know. So no 7, no 7. The rest is 1, 2, 4, and 6. So it has to get, so these are not on the loop. Obviously, because it's connect that way, it has to connect this way. This is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, this has to be a 3, 8, and 9 triplet. Okay, 3, 8, and 9. So this can't be 3. Interesting. Okay. So it could connect that way. It could go around. This one's not possible to be in the loop. This one's not possible to be on the loop. Okay. So therefore, this is not possible anymore to be on the loop because it can't, well, it couldn't go that anyways because of that. So, um, hmm. So it could do something like that. It could be 4 and 9 and 9. That's possible. It could do something like this. We just don't know. Well, it's one of those two. So if it's this one, it's 1 or 2, obviously. Okay. Now, where else are we going? Hmm. So this is cannot be 9. Oh, I don't even know why I have a 9 there. Oh, I think I was trying to eliminate 7s. So the 7 cannot be here. This has to be 7 then. It's 1, 2, 4, 6 with it. So one of these is 7. So if this were on the loop, it would have to be a 7. Or, sorry, it cannot be a 7. So then that would be 7. But it could be this one that's on the loop. In which case... So it could be something like just as simple as this. This would be then 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, which seems fine. It could go like this or something like that. Can it ever enter here? No, I don't think so, right? Yeah, it can't do that. Right, because this can never go, it can never enter this way, and then it would touch itself here, right? Um, so it always have to exit out this way, which means it always connects that way through. So this one, yeah. So yeah, it's because that 5 blocks the loop. So this can never go in here and then come back out the same way. So it always has to either go in and then go out this way. So this can never be on the loop, right? then because he can't enter in, then go here, right? Because yeah, so this is not on the loop. This could be. This could go this way. Oh, this is 4 and 6 here. So this cannot be 4 or 6. Right? Because we have one, this is 1 or 2. And where's the rest of the 4 or 6s? It has to be in row 9 for box 9. So this can't be 4 or 6. So this is 7 with 1 or 2. Well, no. So, So how does this exit? So this works, right? And that would be 8 and 9, 8 and 9, 3, 8 and 9. Then this would be 1 or 2. This would then be 7. This would have to be 1 or 2. Oh, that's interesting. No, it doesn't have. Yeah. It could be 9, 4, 9. If we just go here, maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, 7, right? So this would be 5, this would be 4, this would be 6, and that all seems kosher. Okay. What about if we go this way? This would be 3, 8, 9, 8, 9, 1 or 2. This would be 1 or 2. Ooh. Can it ever go this way then? So say it tried going this way. It can't go back here, right? So it could go here. Yeah, so then we try going this way. I mean, it could go this way. So the possibilities are this, this, this. I don't think that one's actually possible. No, it's not. Well, maybe. Bingo. Okay. It cannot go this way. It just can't go this way. Because this has to be high, and the only high possible is 6. But if it goes this way into here, or it goes this way into here, this would be 6 with 2 unique digits next to it on the loop. And that's not possible. So this one can never be on the loop. Since that can't be on the loop, this has to be on the loop, which means this has to be on the loop. Now, it could just go down this way. That is fine. It cannot go here anymore, so it cannot enter this way. So one of these two, it goes either here or it goes here, right? So this has to be 7. Because that's the only digit that's next to 2 unique digits, right? And so this is 7. This cannot go down here because then that would be 3, and that's not possible. So this has to go this way. So then this is the 1 or 2. So we have a 1, 2, 1, 2 pair. This has to be 5. This has to be 6, and this has to be 4. I hope that made sense, right? The point is that basically anytime you go into the space, it will see two unique lows, but the only high possible is 6, and it has to be high because of the checkerboard pattern. Therefore, this is not possible to be on the loop. Therefore, this is the only way to enter this loop. So it has to go this way. These two are not on the loop. So it goes this way. This can't be on the loop. This can't be on the loop. Because this one can't be because it's touching orthogonally, and this one can't be because it can't exit. So this is not 4 or 6, it's 1 of 1 or 2. We don't know anything about this. It enters in, it could just go straight. That's fine. It could go up. This could go up or straight. So this is 4. This has to be a 4-6 pair because of the 1-2, 1-2 pair. 4 and 6 is one of those 3. So we have all the quads set. This one's not quite done. Okay. So say it went out this way. Then this has to be 4, and then this is 9. Right? And then this would be 9. Right? Because it has to exit that way. So let's say that was low and this was high. This would then have to be 9. This would be 9. This would be 4. It could not go here, so then this would have to be high, which means it would have to touch this way. So then this would have to be the 3. This would have to be 3, this would be 8, this would be 9, this would be 8. So this all seems fine. Oh. No, it's not fine. Okay. Well, that shows that. Okay, so yeah. We tried to make this happen. The only thing is this has to go here and then go up, right? So we know, okay, one thing we know. This, well, okay, this can't continue here, right? Because then that would be 4, and then you would have a 4 between 2. So it either has to go up 1 and then there, or goes sideways 1 and then up here. So this one is always on the loop. We tried going down and then going this way, and then this has to be 3. But the problem is then you have 8, 9, 8, 9 that is part of, and then that limits all possibilities here. So this one cannot go down, it has to go in, which means this is a 1 and a 2. So the 1 and 2 cannot be anywhere else here, right? And because it goes here, then here, then here, this can't be on the loop. Therefore, it cannot be the 8 or 9. So this has to be the 8 or 9. Oops. And this is high. So this cannot go straight down here. So this has to go here, which means this cannot be on the loop. So this is 1, 2, or 3. This has to be 3. And therefore, it cannot go straight up here. So it has to go here. And then it has to go here. Because it has to be next to the 8 and the 9s. Oh, but that doesn't work. Hold up. Now it just doesn't work. Oh, I think that tells us something then. That tells us something. Okay. I think this is still correct. But that means this one has to enter from here. and then exit here. So then this is 3. This is 8 or 9. This is 8 or 9. It cannot connect this way because, yeah, so then it has to go here. So then this is 6, and the only way it can go down is down, and that has to be 1. So then this is 1. This is 2, so this adds up to 13. So this would be 8. This would be 9. This has to be 2 now. This is 1, so this can't be 1. So this can't be 2, which means this is 2, and this is 1, which makes that 2. This goes this way, so this one cannot be part of the loop. Therefore, it must continue on that way. So then these two can't be part of the loops because they would be touching. This can't be part of the loop. This can't be part of the loop. Obviously, this can't be part of the loop now. So the 5 can't be here, so this is 4. This is 5 then, which can't be part of the loop. We know this is the part of the loop. It has to be 1. It could go down. These are not part of the loop. So this is 8 or 9, this is 8 or 9, this is 8 or 9, this is 8 or 9. So no 3, 8, or 9. So this could be 1, 2, no 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. No 1 or 2 or 5 there. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. No 4, 5, or 6 here. This can't be 1 or 7. It cannot be 1 or 7. The rest of this is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. The rest of this is 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Obviously no 1 here. This can't be 2. This can't be 3. No 3 or 4. No 2. No 1. No 6. No 4, 5, or 6. This can't be 7. Okay. So how do we complete this loop? This is 1. Okay, so this can't be 6. This can't be 2. So this has to be 4 now, which makes that 2. This is 4 or 6, but that's a 4. So this has to be 6. This has to be 4. This is now a 5, 6 pair. This has to be 7. This can't be 3. Okay, so this is 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. No 2, 5 here. No 3. No 2, 3. No 7. This has to be 1, 5, 6, and 7. This is 1, 5, 6, and 7, so it can't be 5 or 6. This can't be 5. So 8 and 9, 2 of them have to be here. We don't know which, though. This has to be 5 and 6, so this cannot be 5 or 6 here. Right, because none of these could be 5 or 6. None of these could be 5 or 6. This can't be 5 or 6. Where's the 5 or 6 in row 5? It has to be either here or here. This is 4 then. So 4 has to be here. There's no 3. There's 1 and 7 can't be here. 1 and 7 can't be here. This has to be a 1, 7, 1, 7 pair. So there's no 1, 7 there. This is 2, 3, 8, or 9. Can't be 3. Can't be 8 or 9. So this is 2. So this can't be 2. Which means 2 is one of those. This is 4, 5, or 6. So we have a 4, 5, 6 triplet. So then we have 3, 8, 9 in the remaining cells. So this can't be 3. This can't be 1. So we have 4, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7. Triplet in column 6. So there cannot be a 4, 6, or 7 in the rest of the column. So this becomes 8, 9, 8, 9. Since that's 8 and 9, we have an 8, 9, 8, 9 pair, so the rest of the row cannot have an 8 or 9. The 1 can only be here now. So this is 1. Uh, 7 has to be here, so this can't be 7. Because there's only those two spaces for row 2. Can be 7. Okay. If it goes this way, interesting. So if it goes this way, then it has to be 4, 9, and then that's 9 again. So it has to go that way. It cannot go this way. Ah, right. So this is not part of the loop anyways, right? If it enters that loop, it would have to be even, low. So, and there's no low there. Oh, there's no 4. Okay. So it cannot go this way, therefore this is the 4. So it has to go this way. So then it has to go here, which makes this a 1, 2, or 4. It could go here, it could go here, we don't know. So it can never enter here anymore. It can't enter anywhere these because it would have to essentially touch itself for any of these. Same here. If it enters here, it has to touch itself in these. So these are out. Therefore, it could be something like that. It could be something like that. High, low, high, low, high, and low. That works. This is 1, 2, or 4. If it goes this way, this has to be 9. So can it ever enter here? No. 9, 4, and then it would have to go back here, which doesn't work. So this cannot be part of the loop. This could be. So it could go, oh, so either way, it has to go here then. So then this is a 2. So then this is 6. This is 7. This can't be 6. Therefore, this is the 2. This is 5. This can't be 4 or 5. So you have a 3, 9, 3, 9 pair. Therefore, that makes this 8, and this is 5. This can't be 3 or 9 or 5, so this is a 4, 6 pair here. This can't be 5 or 8, so this is 7. This can't be 5, this is 6. Okay. Could enter here. Okay, so there's no 2 here's anymore. So if it tries to go here into this cell, that would have to be low, but that's not possible. So this can't be low. Therefore, this has to be high. So this is the 8, which makes that 5. It makes that 3, which makes that 9. So then it cannot go this way. So this has to be the high. These are not part of the loop. This has to be low here. And then it has to go one of these. And this would be 3. So if it goes here, this would only be 7. So it has to go here. And then this is connected. So then this is 8 or 9. This could be any of them. This can't be 2, though. So 1, 2, and 4 actually all still work. But these can't be 1. These can't be 2. This is the only possibility for 2. Okay, so then this has to be 9. This is 8. Now we're just doing Sudoku. 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. This can't be 3. Can't be 9. It's 8, so this is 9. This can't be 5 or 7. This can't be 7, so this is 1, 7. No 1, 7. No 5. This is 6, so that has to be 4. This is 6. This can't be 6, so this is 7, 4, 1, 5, 7, 1, 6, 5. Now we're just doing Sudoku. 3, 9. This has to be 3. This has to be 9. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate. This is a 4. This is a 6. And that's an 8. And that's a solution. Yeah, probably a little tougher than average, but I wouldn't quite put it at hard. There was a lot of logic involved with the loop and where it could go. You just had to know that they had it, like anytime you have a loop, it essentially goes into a checkerboard pattern, especially with like stuff like German whispers or any like two sets where it can alternate between the two, right? So you had to know that, and that was pretty important. Um, Other than that, it's fairly straightforward, right? You just have to know the difference for the German whispered stuff. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.